everyone. Welcome to the Gabe and Shey Podcast.
I'm Shey.
And I'm Gabe. And today we're going to be talking, we're going to be kind of going on the same model that we've been going on, where we've had questions written for us that we're going to answer. And these are questions of what would you do kind of questions. And it helps to develop our character and pull out our character, our personality, and those types of things. You know, based on a lot of the things that we've dealt with in our life, we've come across, we've experienced more than most. And so we do have, and it isn't just that experience that makes us who we are, but it's all of the growth that we have done on purpose after those experiences. You know, all the learning and all those things.
Before those experiences,
and
honestly.
Before, yeah, absolutely. So today's topic, though, is getting unstuck when life feels boring. Right?
Life never feels boring with you.
That is okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the number. I'm going to ask the question.
Okay.
And then we're going to answer the question together. And then if you have an answer for the question yourself, put the number and in the comments and answer the question. And we'd love to know what your answers are to these two.
Yeah, we'd love to get to know you guys better. Share your thoughts and
yeah, for sure. So getting unstuck when life feels boring. Question number one.
Okay, let's go.
What's your first go-to activity when you feel stuck in a routine and need to shake things up?
Nap.
Excuse me. I'll be shaking things up for 1 hour. See you soon.
Behind my eyelids.
It's called REM sleep. Yeah. Your eyelids are shaking. Your eyes are shaking. When you're stuck in a routine and need to shake things up, oh man, I feel this right now. Is it a built routine that you built, or is it a routine that you like literally fell into? Because a lot of routines and habits happen because of the world around us, not because of something we purposely do.
Okay.
So what helps you to get unstuck?
Oh, you go first because I'm having a tough time with this one.
So self-awareness first needs to happen, right? So you got to have self-awareness to even see that you're stuck, to even see that you're in a routine that is not helpful for you or that you don't like or something along those lines. Okay. So just getting that awareness going, right? After the awareness is, we call it a pattern interrupt. You need to interrupt the pattern. No matter what that is, you've got to interrupt it. So what does that mean to you? Maybe, this is going to sound weird. Okay.
You guys, bring it on.
No. Okay. So you guys remember, a long time ago when YouTube was just starting, when we had videos like Charlie. Okay. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know, and then there was, Leave Britney Alone guy. Chris.
I don't remember his name, but
so he was like, leave Britney alone. And he was getting into it, right? Well, he put out a video once and he goes, and this one, I'll never forget this. And I don't know why. He said, whenever I get depressed, he goes, I'll just start dancing.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm just dancing. I'll just start dancing and just get that body loosened up. And I'm no longer depressed. And now I'm not depressed. And for whatever reason, though, even though he was crazy, like at the time, I couldn't relate to him. That part, I was like, wow, just dance. Just
great
dance.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't make it up. Chris did. Leave Freddie alone. Anyways, I'll never forget it. But it's a pattern interrupt. If you're stuck in a routine and suddenly you just start dancing for no reason, you might look weird, but you're also going to interrupt the pattern.
Yeah. I like it.
Anyway, so that's what first go-to activity is, dance. I'm thinking about my mom right now. She's a dancer.
Yep, she dances every day.
This is kind of her
dancer size.
Right here. My kids, they know the dance because they could probably do the same dance. It's funny. It really is funny. All right, question number 2. Tell us what your go-to is, number 1. Number 2 is, if you have one free weekend without any obligations, what's your ideal way to instantly recharge?
Definitely walking around town with the dog.
Yeah.
I love going for those long walks. Maybe even watching a little bit of a show that I enjoy.
Sure. Yep. Easy button entertainment. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely hanging out with you because believe it or not, I actually like hanging out with you. I do.
I don't believe it, but
Well, I mean, I married you. So.
yes, you did choose me. I chose you. I would say that my number one for recharge, and the ideal way to instantly recharge, and I'm really thinking about this one. I'm pretty sure it's video games. And any type of video game that has a narrative or a story that I can kind of lose myself a little bit in.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take me out of reality of here and put me in a different type of mental space where whatever the situation I'm dealing with is a little less than. And it does recharge me. And these days, I only play when I'm recharging.
Yeah.
It used to be I'd come home and that's what I would do. I'd just play. I would just play. I used to be incredibly addicted to video games. I was level 80 in World of Warcraft, for anybody paying attention. I used to run raids, and they were amazing. However, that's no longer me. That's not me anymore. But I do love a good story. And that could be movies, too. But the thing about movies...
watching a good movie.
Yeah, but the thing about movies is I'm just sitting there. I'm not doing anything with my mind or body. I'm trying to understand things.
Yeah, you're recharging. That's kind of the point.
And I get that, but I think that solving problems that aren't real problems is just therapeutic for me. It's just therapeutic for me. The other thing that recharges me. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so like so he doesn't play the shoot 'em up games, right? They're really very story driven.
I used to.
And so they're almost like movies kind of. And so I actually enjoy watching him play these games because I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of it is getting to tell you to like, go that way, go check that out, go snatch that.
You forgot that chest.
Yeah.
Go over there.
Yeah.
Oh, she does. She does. It's great. The other thing that I would do to recharge is a little cloud therapy. Getting in a plane and flying the plane 100% just makes me feel, that is such an unbelievably special feeling. Yeah. And that does recharge me. It takes a little mental energy, but it's a different type of mental energy. Same with the video games.
It's a mental energy that you enjoy.
I enjoy, well, I don't want to say that because I actually think I enjoy my profession. I think that this is probably the profession that I've chosen.
Yeah, but the plane isn't talking back to you is what I'm saying. So like with your profession, like, yes, you enjoy that, but it's the give and take. There's a lot of give and take.
I agree.
With the flying, it's more like
just give.
Yeah, but it's you. It's you know.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to put that. All right, that was the second question. Here's number 3. How do you add some excitement into your day without spending any money?
Ooh, well, I come visit you at work.
You do come visit me at work.
That is always a lot of fun. Take my lunch break with you.
Yeah, that does happen. And then I would say excitement during the day. Gosh, what is it? So how do you add some excitement into your day without spending any money? I would say in this case, I can't say watching movies because we spend money on it. Go for a walk. Yeah, go for a walk.
For me, it's anything outside.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
nature.
Listening to some music.
If I was or hike. If we were like near mountains or hills or something like that, I would be hiking those like crazy. That would be something I would do as often as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right. If you could instantly pick up one hobby to spice up your life, what would you choose?
To spice up my life?
Yeah.
Ooh, we're going to get some dancing going on. Yeah. We're just talking about dancing, right?
This is my dance.
We've been talking for years about doing like some type of like ballroom or like learning like a dance that you and I could do together, like swing dancing or whatever.
I would,
we should totally spice things up.
I think that like swing dancing or what's the other one?
Ballroom, cha-cha-cha, waltz.
Like tango stuff or Latin dancing. I could do Latin dancing.
That'd be hot.
I could do that. I think I've got the moves for that. But the swing dancing, I don't know if my body could handle it.
It could.
I don't know if my body could handle it.
It could.
It could handle it. It could handle it. It might. It's been not as easy as lately. I have to work harder at it. That's for sure. Ugh. But dancing, I like dancing.
Yeah.
I think if I were to pick up a hobby,
to spice up your life,
travel would be the hobby I would pick up.
Okay.
Yep. I've got a goal to fly a plane around the pyramids of Giza. And I am so going to do that. I know I'm going to do that unless it's illegal for some reason. But if it is legal, I'm absolutely going to do that. And I think that type of thing where we get to travel all these different places, and Shey and I have not really traveled much in our relationship. And prior to that, I wasn't in a position to travel. And so we've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
She's been overseas. I have not. So
yeah, but I was kind of young and dumb, and there was not a whole lot of pre-planning with my traveling. There wasn't a lot of education to it or anything like that. So yes, I had a great time, because who wouldn't? Yeah. But I can't say that it was what I imagine it will be when you and I start traveling.
I think it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be weird if it was like when you were in the 20s. Number 5 is, how do you break out of boredom during a long car ride or commute?
Well, I mean, there's a few ways, right?
I spy
with my little eye. So you and I have had this conversation actually recently about how I'm kind of obsessed with checking out people's license plates.
Oh, yeah.
And it's partially because my Graham, and when we were all younger, all of us grandkids were younger, my grandma played a game with us whenever we were in the car that you had to make up a sentence or a phrase using the letters of the license plate. And so, I mean, I don't know.
That would be fun. I don't remember. We never played that game.
Oh, Graham loved it. It was one of her favorite car games to play. And
well, you must have forgot that.
Yeah. No, what do you mean?
We haven't played.
We have. At least I tried, and the kids didn't really get into it. Okay. I think maybe they were a little too young.
Cool.
No, I think they were a little too young. I think that it was like harder for them to like come up with, because they could be like the dumbest phrase on the planet. It doesn't have to make sense.
So you couldn't beat the game.
No, there was no beat. There was no winning. It was just to bring a smile to your face, just to see how creative or quick or whatever you could be with it.
I don't know. If you can't win, what's the point? No, that is a really good one. That's a really good one. Mine for commutes and things like that, or even long car rides, audiobook. I am an avid reader. And so if I'm not reading a book physically, or like on a Kindle, then I'm listening to a book at the same time. I'm listening to 2 books right now, and one's on Audible, one's on Kindle. However, that is my number one go-to. Now, if Shay's in the car with me.
The music.
Ahead. What about
our music game?
Oh, yes.
we haven't played it in a while.
No doubt. So we started playing a game that was the music game. I don't know what.
I don't know.
But we would say we pick out a random thing as we're driving by. So let's say it's a barn.
Barn in the field.
A barn in the field, and then we'll say, hey, Spotify, play. We're not going to say the words because we don't want our phones to light up. We're going to say, hey, Spotify, play Barn in a Field on Spotify or something like that. And we just want to see if there's a name of a song out there.
Is there actually
that's
a song
like that
called that?
And every time one says, now playing Barn in a Field, we're like, we freak out. We're like, what is happening? And sometimes it's like the weirdest song. Yeah. That was super fun.
But there's been a few times where we stumbled across songs and we're both like, this is good.
This is a good jam. And it's and it could be literally anything, tree, fox, and a whole, it doesn't matter what it is.
You could pick a theme and go with it, or just like the I Spy with my little eyes. It's whatever you're looking at as you're driving by.
It was super, super fun. We got to do that again. That was super fun. So not as boring as my Audible. Audible's boring, but not for me. Anyway, that was number 5. Number 6, what is the simplest thing you've done that quickly changed your mood from bored to energized?
Getting up, stretching, harassing my dog,
yelling at her husband. I feel better now. Thank you.
Calling my sister or mom.
Sure. Now, if I got on the phone with your sister or your mom, I don't think I would be instantly energized from boredom. Although they are pretty fun people.
They are pretty fun.
If I did I think in my case, I would have to say probably working out. I think if I got up,
you just get up in the middle of your workday and start working out.
Oh, well, if as you realize, what's the simplest thing you've done to quickly change your mood from bored to energized? If I was bored, no, damn, video games, man. I would go right back to video games. And it sounds like I play that a lot, but I really don't.
Just like 4 hours a day. That's it. I'm kidding.
I do, one of the things that I do that I have to actually step back from because it's caused, I think, mental injury in me is I do a lot of business building and forecasting. I'm also writing out my inspirational speech right now. So there's a lot of creative things going on that I'm spending a lot of time on, or that I was. And I've actually backed off of those things. And because on this last Friday, I actually went through a period of very serious mental fatigue to where I was scared. I thought something bad was going to happen to my head.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No, that's okay.
I know you're trying to be serious.
I get it. It does sound kind of funny, but it was a real thing, and it's really about balance, right? And so I think.
Okay, but read the question again.
Anytime I'm building a business, that energizes me because I'm thinking, I'm forecasting, I'm building something, a system inside of the business to make it better. Mm-hmm. Or if I'm working on my speech, that always energizes me, but I think it energizes me a little too much. And so that's why that plus all of the coaching that we do and all of the other stuff, it could be a lot. It could be a lot.
Okay, so what do? You come home, you hug your wife.
And by the way, anytime I see Shay, I'm instantly energized. And I hug her and she energizes me immediately. And then,
See? I know.
And I will say, if I am bored, the bedroom always energizes.
Next. Enough said.
It does. All right. So, number 7.
I would apologize, you guys, but you're choosing to listen to this.
You chose me. If you realize you've been binge watching the same show for hours, how do you snap yourself out of it?
Well, it depends on if I want to.
We don't. No, if it's been like on the weekend, if it's been for hours, hey, listen, folks. Just like everyone else, we've taken almost a whole day and literally ate, binge watched, slept, ate, binge watched, slept, ate. Slept.
But that's not the habit though.
No,
that's the exception to the habit.
Oh my gosh, it's rare, but it happens. Mm-hmm. And so I think that if you're binge watching something during the day and you didn't mean to, like you sat down,
and then like 4 hours went by and you're like, oh shoot.
Yes. Wait, season 4, what? I don't know. I think, how do you snap yourself out of it? I don't know. Nap.
Yeah, right.
Nap normally does it because if I get up again, because that's typically when my moves happen. So I've got a morning routine that's very habit. It's a habit. So if I nap, it's almost like resetting for me. So I will reset.
Not for me.
And I've actually gone and done my morning habit in the middle of the day from a nap, just because I just didn't have the energy at the beginning, specifically like on the weekends when I need recovery. Yeah.
Old me would have sat there for hours watching a show, not intending to, and felt bad about it, but still done it anyway. Me now, I feel like we just don't really honestly have that kind of time anymore.
Well, I don't know.
Like this past weekend, I chose.
Oh yeah, this past.
Like I chose
because I was
to take that
injured.
time. And just, but we weren't taking that time together, right? You were kind of doing your own thing. I was doing my own thing. So we were allowing ourselves that recharge in whatever way we each felt was appropriate.
Right.
But I feel like if it's not impinging on
our growth or success in life
or like
well-being.
Plans that you had, right? If you're expensing, like say you had plans and you're just like, I'm not going to do it because I'm sitting here watching. Like, okay, maybe reevaluate, right? But it's okay to take that time sometimes.
Yeah. If you're maxed out, if it's a habit, well,
if you do it every day, all day long,
you should probably check into why that is your existence right now, right? Because if that's happening every day, man, that's a lot to unpack there probably. You know, we've got a nightly routine now that is very decompressing, and I overdo it during the day, which really brings me back. When I get to the house, I've got a habit of getting into relax mode as fast as I can. And I tried to build a nightly routine, and I had one going on there for a little bit, but it's fallen off again. And I'm still lack of energy because I'm trying to do so many things all the time.
Well, we're go. And so I'm not trying to
know.
make it an excuse or a justification, but
but we probably put about 2 hours a night into
But there is
TV.
a balance of, and I feel guilty about it for the entire time too, by the way.
I don't think I do.
But it's okay to have that balance. We have to find that balance. Everybody has to find that balance for themselves, you know, whether you have a very demanding job in life or not. You still have to find that balance for yourself on keeping your sanity.
I agree. No, I agree. And I know this isn't permanent also. And that's one of the things that's so beautiful about our growth and our relationship is anytime something is a setback, it feels like a setback. And honestly, to me, it's healing. It's like we've go. The first quarter of this year has been unbelievable for us.
In a good way.
In a great way. Absolutely unbelievable for us. But it's due to the absolute monstrous effort we put into it. And so now we're having to take a step back because if we don't, we're going to die is what's going to happen. And so
I'm not going to die. You're going to put up with me forever.
Until I'm dead. I mean, is that why I work so hard? So I die faster? No.
Well, you were talking earlier about how women typically have more words per day than men. And if you notice, it's always the old guys who have the hearing aids. Old ladies never have hearing aids.
No. Isn't that interesting? If I have a hearing aid, which probably might happen, it's going to be because of all the construction that I've done. It's
and the DJing.
Oh yeah,
and the wife, and the super loud music,
especially the wife. All right, number 8. Number 8 is, what is your favorite small, spontaneous adventure that anyone could easily try?
Walking around town with your dog.
It's huge, right? What about Jester Park? Talk about Jester Park because that is something that...
Well, it's really local, so park in general. But if you have any local park, Cleveland has the Metro Parks, which is a chain of seven gorgeous parks around surrounding the city.
Boone County has Ledges, if you haven't been to the Ledges.
Iowa here has, Jester Park and Ledges. And so, Iowa doesn't have a ton of hills and things like that, but Jester...
Eastern Iowa does.
But Jester and Ledges makes the most of what they do have. Going out to like your local park or whatever the equivalent of that is near you, just I like it. Just get out. And if you have a dog, take it with you. I like it. Dogs like to be outside.
So for any of those people that don't mind heights and flying around Des Moines Metro, you can go to any one of the local airports and ask them for a tour flight, a discovery flight, where they'll actually not only take you up and fly you around Des Moines, they'll actually give the controls of the plane to you.
Some of them will. Not all of them. I found that out.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
Wait, what's the question?
What's
the question?
It says, what is your favorite small, spontaneous adventure that anyone could easily try?
Okay.
That's a totally spontaneous adventure.
Yes, it is.
The other one I was going to say was karaoke.
Yes.
Karaoke is a spontaneous adventure. Every single time we've ever been to karaoke, and mind you, we used to own a DJ and karaoke business, but every single time we've ever been to karaoke, we have always had a good time.
Yep.
Every single time.
Well, because we choose to bring on the fun.
Yeah. We do bring the fun. So we don't need the fun to happen because we love having fun at karaoke, and I think it's infectious. Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah. Maybe even going out to a movie. It's seeing a movie in the theater instead of at home. I think that's a fun experience. Especially
when it's also spontaneous because I don't think I've planned a movie in a long time. It's normally like, man, I really feel like seeing a movie. You feel like seeing a movie? You're like, yeah, I really feel like seeing a movie. And then we set up tickets. We go to the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a good time, right? We just sit down, we enjoy some popcorn, enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And we go on a little movie date.
Maybe even like going to a local museum, which is something that has been on my mind.
Yeah. Well, I think this is
fine.
Like, what's
I'll take my
favorite?
Other boyfriend.
Yeah. Take your other boyfriend and then tell me about it. And then what is your favorite small spontaneous adventure that anyone could easily try? We've talked about ones that we do.
Okay.
Trying to think
But I used to love going to the museum. And like I said, it's been on my mind lately. So let's go.
All right. We're going. Yes. All right. So number 9, when you're bored at a social gathering,
see ya.
Ghosted. that was my thing.
It's called an Irish goodbye.
Yeah, I don't say goodbye.
But it's a thing.
What's one small playful thing? Or no, I'm sorry. When you're bored at a social gathering, what's your favorite conversation starter?
Yeah, no, I leave if I'm that bored. It's an Irish goodbye. So Irish people, that when they come in the room, they're like, hey, everybody hugs and love and we're here, but when you leave, you just leave. You don't tell anybody, just out the door.
I think in order to get a conversation started, for me, I've got a problem with being on, like more often than off. And so so I'm introverted. So I'm really good in a social environment, but it takes the world out of me. And so when I get into a social environment, I think one of the very first things I talk about is, what do you do? Like their profession, or if they own a business or anything like that, because that's where I play, right? And I want to know I want to know where they're at. And it's a lot easier for me to talk about things that I'm familiar with. I guess it's been a little bit easier to, as I've grown in knowledge and things like that, I've got a lot more areas that I'm familiar with these days. But I think back then it used to be, what's your business and what do you do?
Well, if we're not talking about business networking, if we're talking about just a legit social atmosphere, get together, whatever. Yeah. My favorite question is just, what's your story?
Yeah.
Because it's so open-ended.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to get starting from the day they were born, or if you're going to get what they do for a living, or if they're going to talk about their adventure last week, or you have no idea. So what's your story is such a good way to just get somebody to be like,
I don't think I would want to answer that question in a social environment. I would want to, but at the same time, I'd be like, whoa, how much time do we have?
That's the point. Yeah. How much time do you need? Let's go.
Yeah. But I don't want to tell my story unless it's like really.
Not you. But lots of people love talking about themselves.
And I don't mind. I like talking about myself. That's not, I think I'm just like everyone else. It's not, if it's something that interests me, I like that more than something that doesn't interest me, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What's your story?
Yeah. What's your story?
It's way better than what do you do? But even in social environments, that's kind of my go-to. I'll do that. I don't have any good icebreakers. I think I used to, maybe.
I could come up with one or two if I really thought about it, but yeah.
All right. Last question. And we're doing good on time on this one. So number 10, what's one small playful thing you recommend people try every day to avoid getting stuck?
Go for a walk.
Play with your dog.
I feel like that's my answer.
Get
for
a dog.
Everything. Smack your husband's butt. I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah. So that always helps for me.
Small playful thing.
Yeah.
Sing.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Dance.
You recommended people try it. Avoid getting stuck. Smack your spouse's butt. Get on it. Get some butt smacking going. Let's go. Talk to me about your butt smacking when you're answering this. Small, playful thing you recommend people try every day to avoid getting stuck. Playful.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I got one. One of the things that I like to do is I like to find new ways to ask her questions. And it's something that I've been doing lately where I will prepare questions that I want to ask her. And a lot of them are just really random questions, right? And these questions, though, are designed to just kind of get her talking, And then typically...
Because I don't like to do that at all.
And it's totally playful, though, because it could be random. It could be intentional. When we go on our walks is when it's a great time to have ask those questions and have that conversation. And then I'll answer some of those questions, too, so that, not left in the dark or anything. But I think that's a good playful thing to do when I feel stuck.
And it's a good way to help keep that separation of work life and personal life.
Yeah.
Because when it's after work hours, sometimes in the past we've gotten stuck where, our first, couple of hours after work, we're talking about all that stuff. But having those questions is a great, not distraction, because we're paying attention. We're actually thinking intentionally about those answers. So yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, I love that game too. It's I can't really think of anything else playful that I might do.
Well, maybe a text, maybe a picture, maybe a quick video call.
But that's like with each other. This is like what small playful thing you do to avoid getting stuck. Maybe play with the dog. Avoid getting stuck.
Although our dog doesn't really play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one might be a little tough. If you're stuck, what can I do?
Maybe I like research. So if there's a subject or something that I'm interested in that I really want to know a little bit more about, I actually find it fun to fall down a rabbit hole sometimes and researching a particular subject.
Yeah, like the size of the moon and how we measure it. But it is kind of...
That's important things to know.
It's kind of out there, but I actually equate that kind of with video games, right? Video games kind of do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
And so, again, if I'm stuck, bless ya.
Excuse me, everybody.
If I'm stuck, I might also try a video game. Might do something like that. Mm-hmm. And if I've got it within the budget, occasionally I might buy a game, right? Buy a new game. But again, we're strict, absolutely strict on our budget. And I don't mean strict as in like, you're not allowed. I mean strict as in like we have a plan on how to splurge and how not to. We can always get into that at another time.
Yep, totally different subject.
Totally
That's
different
not
subject.
fun at all.
Actually, I think it's a blast. Learning about those things. Learning is also one of the things that I do when I feel stuck. Learning always breaks me out of being stuck every single time, no matter what it is. Whether I'm watching a video, listening to a book, reading a book. I love it.
Yep.
All right. That was number 10. So remember, if you remembered the number and have an answer for that question, write the number down and your answer to those questions. We would love to know how your answers compared to some of our crazy answers. And otherwise, my name is Gabe.
I'm Shey.
And you guys have been listening to the Gabe and Shey Podcast. We'll see you soon.
Bye.